The most asked question is, do I have a job? I no longer work for that company anymore, but I do, however, have a new job. I have memories of like me and Luke when we look really young, really innocent couple, and now we're like a year and a half into parenthood, and wow, we look and are different. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you didn't know me, I'm Molly and I'm going to do a Q&A today. I've not done one of these in, I honestly don't know how long, but we're going to get into it today. We are going to get personal today. I'm going to answer some questions that I've never ever answered on here before or on any of my social media, so I'm really going to open up today, so stay tuned to find out what we're going to talk about. You guys asked me these questions over on Instagram, so I'm going to get started. First one being, as it's YouTube, is, are you being paid from YouTube? And the quick answer to that is no. No, I'm currently not. So in order to get paid from YouTube, you have to be monetized and you have to hit over 1,000 subscribers, and then you have to hit over 4,000 watched hours. They've now introduced something new. So if you're doing shorts, I don't know all the facts and figures, but basically you can now be monetized on shorts, but it has to be like a lot of watched hours, and it's a lot more than 4,000 watched hours. I've not fully researched into that because I need to do more shorts, and I go through like a 2-week phase of doing really well. I upload shorts every day, and then I drift off, but you'll all understand more as to why that happens later on in this video. I have hit over 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, guys. I think we're over like 2,000 now, something like that. I have not yet hit my watch hours, so I think I'm about 2,000 hours off. So I think I'm about halfway. So if you want to stick around or watch my videos, help me out, help me get monetized, that would be absolutely amazing. And the second one is kind of related to the first question, is why do you do YouTube? Now, I originally started, you guys will believe this because I'm absolutely terrible at makeup, but I originally started YouTube as doing makeup. Now I started when I was in lockdown. I was going through, as so was everybody else, a crap time. There wasn't really much to do. I was struggling. I don't know, I was just struggling a little bit. I wanted to find a hobby. I wanted to find out more about myself. I wanted just to know me better, and I started YouTube just as a hobby. And if I'm completely honest, I was thinking about doing YouTube for ages, and then myself and my family sat down and I put, I think it was the LeBrant family on YouTube. My stepdad was like, what the hell are we watching? He completely switched off. And then me and my mum like really got into it, and mum was like, Molly, why don't you do something like this? You could do it as a future career, you could work on it, it'd be absolutely amazing. And I don't think if it wasn't for my mum, I probably wouldn't have done it or had the confidence to do it. So thank you, mum. You gave me the confidence to do it, and yeah, and it's kind of turned into more now of just like a vlogging channel. I don't really know my niche, but yeah, that's why I started. As of why I do it now, and it's more subconsciously I do it. It's really strange. So in my week, I have like set things that I do. Obviously, I'm a mum, I work, which I'll get into, and YouTube falls into that. I just naturally do it. In my head, I'm like, right, what can I do this week? What can I do that week? When can I edit? When can I do this? And it is just my life, and it is just ingrained into me now, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I love doing YouTube. If I've not filmed one week, or if I haven't had a chance to edit, I literally feel like something's missing in my life, and that is absolutely, that's crazy to think that. And yeah, I just love doing it. So that's why I do it, and also I hope in the future that it is something that I can do as a career. I can be paid for it, I can be creative, I can film my life, and it's amazing to look back. We've got videos from like bringing Lila home from the hospital, her first bath, the pregnancy. I filmed her nursery tour whilst I was in labour and I didn't even know. Like, and I can look back at it now and just think, I have all those memories. We've got holidays. I have memories of like me and Luke when we look really young, really innocent couple, and now we're like a year and a half into parenthood, and wow, we look and are different. But anyway, that is why I do YouTube. So if you guys want to stick around and support me and help me build this career, then please don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the post notification bell so you know when I post. I have kind of fallen into a bit of a routine of posting every Saturday. I was trying to post twice a week. I was trying different days, and Saturday kind of just felt right for me, and it's when I could fit it in with my life. So yeah, I upload every Saturday as of right now. Next question is, do you plan on having any more children? Now, me and Luke actually had this conversation this morning. My friends laugh at me because the first newborn to 6 months of like Lila's life, I was like, nah, no, never again. You know, I'm a one mum child. I said it so many times. I even said it on YouTube. I was like, no, I don't want any more, because the first 6 months of Lila's life, I am not kidding you, it was rough. Lila had severe reflux, and that girl's never slept through the night. Yeah, so it was hard. Sleep deprivation. Lila, I don't know, I find it took us a lot to get Lila's reflux diagnosed. We were sent here, there and everywhere and told it was loads of different things when it wasn't. So yeah, it was really hard the first 6 months. So I was also really struggling with postpartum anxiety that I didn't know. And yeah, it was a really rough 6 months. We got through it though, obviously. We are here, and I would not change it for the world. I've learned so much more about myself. Me and Luke have learned more about each other as a couple, and Lila is just amazing. She is the best, the sweetest little girl we could ever have, and obviously I would not change it for the world. But it was rough. Set my mind to say I don't want to do this again. One time is enough for me. However, I have done the same thing that everybody told me I would do. As it's got easier, I say easier, it's not easier, because toddlerhood is rough. Like, it's amazing, it's challenging, it's exciting, but it also is rough. So I wouldn't say it's easier, it's just different. It gets different no matter what stage you go through. Everything and every change, it's just different. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. But now we're getting further on, I'm like, oh, I can do this again. I've forgotten about all the sleep deprivation. I've forgotten about all the half an hour breastfeeding wake-ups. Yeah, I've kind of forgotten about all of that. And I'm like, yeah, we could do this again. Luke, on the other hand, is like, no, don't come near me. We're not doing this again. I personally would love to start trying for a baby next year. I'm open about that. Like, I would tell anybody that, yeah, I'd love to start next year. Luke isn't so keen, and obviously this is a two-way decision, so we'll see what happens. Maybe Luke will come around to it, maybe Luke just wants to be a one-child dad, we don't know. We will see where life takes us. So as of right now, there is no plan for child number 2. I have a plan that I would like, but who knows what the hell's gonna happen. Next question is, do you still breastfeed Lila? And yes, I do. I do still breastfeed Lila. Lila is 16, 17 months. She'll be 18 months in May. So yeah, she's like 16 months. Yeah, we still breastfeed. I am going to be completely honest with you guys. I have some days where I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. My body can't take it. Mentally, I can't take it. And then I have like the guilt of, but Lila very much still wants to breastfeed. And then we've done things, so like I've tried to like wean her down to only morning, nap time and nighttime feeds, and we were doing that for, I want to say, a couple of weeks, and then life just got too much and I was stressed, and if I'm honest, it was just easier to breastfeed her as and when she wanted and on demand, and right now that is the easiest thing for us. I really don't know how we're gonna go with it, and I love breastfeeding. I do love breastfeeding, and it has been an amazing, crazy journey, and I would not change it for the world. I've been so lucky to have a relatively easy breastfeeding journey, and Lila loves it. Like, she loves her milk. She can say it, well, she can kind of say it now. She goes ma, meh, and she will literally jump on me and lay in the position until I get my boob out. So Lila is nowhere near ready to give up breastfeeding. I am in between. Some days I'm like, yes, I want to give it up, and then other days I'm like, no, I'm not ready to. So I'm kind of going to go with the flow, see what happens. I don't feel like she will self-wean. It would be amazing if she did, because then I'd have less guilt and less pressure, but we will see where we go. I do think society has a lot to play, a big part to play in why I want to give up, because I feel like once you hit 1, or once your baby hits 1, it's like, you're still breastfeeding, why are you still breastfeeding, why are you still doing that in public? It's weird, it really is weird when it is the most natural thing out there. But everybody's got their opinions, haven't they? And nothing that I can say is going to change their opinions, so I'm just going to carry on doing what I want to do, being me, and working on being true to myself. So yeah, we're just going with the flow, really. That is what being a parent is, just going with the flow. The most asked question is, do I have a job? Now this is probably going to be the most long-winded answer you're going to get from this video. So as you guys know, on YouTube, I have never really told you what I did as a career. I have kind of kept my job private. I don't have it on my social media. I did it probably a while back, but then I went into management and I kind of like deleted everything off social media just to protect my job, because at the end of the day my job was my livelihood. Like, it paid my bills, it was like, there was the reason like I was able to afford to live, so I took that quite seriously and wanted to protect that. And yeah, so I didn't really talk about my job on social media. Now I no longer work with that company anymore, and I feel like I can open up a little bit more about it. I'm obviously not going to use company names, I'm not going to do any of that, but I'm happy to open up about it. So prior to having Lila, and about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago now, I was a manager in retail. I was a night shift manager, and before that I worked with the same company but just doing like different things within the company, so I did different roles, and that was before I stepped up and became a manager. And obviously a night shift manager won't and doesn't really fit in with my life right now, and there wasn't any other position for me at the time, so we tried to work out lots of different things but nothing really worked out, and we couldn't come to an agreement, and it just didn't fit around my life. So I made the decision to leave the company, which I obviously no longer work for now. And there's a lot of people that follow me on YouTube that I did used to work with that probably didn't know that I'd left, because obviously I've been off for a long time and I was having meetings back and forth and things like that. So yes, I no longer work for that company anymore, but I do, however, have a new job. Whilst I was in the mix of trying to figure out, am I going back, am I not going back? Okay, well, I'm not going back, so I've got to basically had to work a certain amount of time before I could leave, and it was the loads of legal sides of it basically. So once that had all finished and I'd left the company, and I then went into a new job. Now again, I'm going to tell you what I do, but I'm also going to keep a lot of things private, because it's not just my life that I'm talking about, and I won't be bringing the individuals, they won't be getting involved, I won't be using names, things like that. I am now a nanny. It is very different to what I used to do, and the way everything came about was just, it was almost fate. It was so strange. Now I will explain a bit about my story, but again, I am not going to go into too much detail because this is not just my family life. So if I'm being a bit reserved, that's why. Like, I can't go into, and I won't go into too much detail. If you know things about me on social media, I don't post stuff about other people or photos of other people or their children unless they are happy to. And even my friends and their children, who I've known for years and years and years, before I post a photo, I will always ask. Even if before they've said yes, I will always ask, because it's not my photo to share. Do you get what I mean? So I'm rambling so much right here. So anyway, yes, I'm a nanny, and this job enables me to work, provide for my family, and be with Lila. I don't realise how lucky I am to have this job. Now, I am a nanny to another child, and I have them so many days a week, but I also have Lila with me at the same time. Please tell me where on earth I would get this opportunity again. Like, it is just amazing, and I get emotional talking about it. But I was in such a rut before I was like trying to make a decision on what I wanted to do. I had so many sleepless nights. My anxiety was through the roof, and I knew I needed to go back to work because I needed to provide too. Like, I didn't have a choice. I had to help provide. We could survive on Luke working, but we couldn't thrive on just Luke working, if you get what I mean. And I want to help provide, and I don't want Luke to have that whole pressure. I know we're in a completely different society now, and the whole men working, women staying at home. It works for some people, it doesn't for others. I was umming and ahhing. I didn't know if that is what I wanted to do, or did I want to help provide. But I decided that I want to help provide, but at the same time, my anxiety around leaving Lila was horrendous. It was horrific. So yeah, anyway, that is partly why I left my previous job. I am rambling so much. I'm so sorry if this doesn't make any sense. But anyway, the opportunity arose for me to start this nannying job. Now, I know this family very well. I've known them for a little while now. Prior to the whole nanny thing, they were friends. They are friends. But yeah, I get to look after this amazing little child alongside my amazing little child, and just to see them both grow, and it is just absolutely amazing. And I'm so lucky to get to do what I get to do, and I can't do anything but thank the family and just life for being able to do this. It's incredible. But that is why I have been quiet on social media for certain days. That is why I don't post on the days that I used to, like on YouTube, and in terms of editing and things like that, because it's obviously a very time consuming job. They can be long days, and looking after 2 little ones can be very tiring, as everybody knows, and my focus whilst I've got them is completely and always will completely be on those 2 little ones. So yeah, that is basically your answer. Yeah, yes, I still work, however it is not with the same company that I used to work with. I've had a similar question. It was, have you gone back to work since having Lila? If so, how did you find it? I go back in 3 weeks. I hope you're okay. Being on maternity and thinking and arranging to go back to work can be hard emotionally, and not knowing what the right thing to do is, and one thing for one person might not work for another. So somebody might want to go back after 3 months, somebody might not want to go back at all, somebody might want a year off. It is completely your personal choice, and there is so much out there that, like, you shouldn't go back until this time, you shouldn't go have that much time off. But again, it is all personal choice. Do what you think is right. When I first went on with maternity, I was originally only taking 6 months off. I then pushed it back to 9 months off, because you can do that. You can choose how long you want to have off, and you can change it and you can do what's best for you. I then postponed it to a year, and I then took holiday and extended it further. My anxiety was horrific. Like, this job that I have now wasn't like in the pipeline. It was very kind of spur of the moment, random, like it came out of nowhere pretty much. So when I was thinking about going back to work, and before I made the decision not to, it was really hard. My anxiety was horrific. I was trying to get Lila settled into nursery, and yeah, I just remember it being probably like the worst time of maternity. For me, I found it really hard, but I technically didn't transition back into my job anyways. It's hard to answer that question because I have gone back to work, but I've had Lila with me, and not many people get to do that. So I found it quite easy then, obviously, to go back into work because I get to be with Lila. If it had been the other way around and I was going back into my old job, I think I would have found it a lot harder. But now Lila has settled into nursery, looking at where Lila is now and how she is settled in nursery, I do think I could have done it. I probably could have gone into a job where Lila can go into nursery. I'm just lucky that I don't have to do that. Does that make sense? This has been 2 very long-winded questions. It's hard to try and explain it all fully when I don't want to fully open up about it, if you guys can get what I mean. But I hope you guys appreciate, and you probably do understand why I'm not going to go too much into it, because it's not just my story, and I'm not going to tell somebody else's story, so that's fine. That is it from me. There is some more questions, but I've been rambling for 21 minutes now, so God knows how long this vlog is going to be once I've cut it all down and edited. But I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell, and I'll see you next week. Bye.